princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today we have a little Chanel review, but actually I think a handy little Chanel review. Today we are going to look at the Chanel Spring Summer 2023 collection, which is not to be confused with the highly anticipated Chanel Spring 2023. This is a little in-between spring summer collection. It includes two of these large pan, 4-pan Les Four Rouges. I picked up the lighter of the two, the 957 Tendresse, which just means tenderness. The other got a little bit dark and I worried it would get a little too red for me, but we'll talk about that in a moment. And I also picked up the Baume Essentiel, you know, the highlighting multi-stick in Frais, which just means fresh. Frais, fresh. And it is indeed a fresh shade. So we're going to talk all about it and try it on to get this look that you see going right here. So this kind of in-between spring summer 2023 collection is for me a very multi-purpose travel collection. This is essentially a face palette, though it is 4-pan. Notice they are very large 4-pan, and those large pans help you get different size brushes in, and they can be used all over the face. Today in the demo, I am going to use this as an entire face palette and use it all over the face. And going along with that theme, of course, the highlighting stick. I don't know if you've experienced this in other shades. This beautiful kind of fresh red shade can be used on eyes, lips, cheeks, anywhere you want. And I like the versatility of that. And I like that the color story kind of all revolves around one another. So you could take this and get just a ton of different looks with very, very minimal amount of product schlepping. You know what I'm saying? And I love a good face palette. And I love the look of a kind of, and not necessarily monochromatic, but a kind of complete look from the forehead to the chin that kind of pulls everything together in this very sophisticated way. I like it a lot. Okay, so we're going to look at some swatches. We have 4 shades here that can be blushes. I use this one today as a bronzer. It's a little light for me, but it works. It works. And the other quad is a little bit of a slightly darker tones, so that will help for different skin tones. And we do have 2 shades that have a bit of shimmer and 2 shades that have a bit of matte, and they're just versatile as all get out. So let's first look at these swatches. Let's look at them in 2 different lightings. Let's start first here in studio lighting. I'm going to show you the Les Four Rouges Tendresse palette first, the little $90 palette on the left, and then over on the right is the Baume Essentiel in the shade Frais. So check that out on my arm first in studio lighting. Look at how those kind of just go together and how many looks you could get out of that. And I like that. There's just something about a face palette that for me just excites me. I love face palettes. I really do. But the best way to see this, of course, is outside in the warm California sunshine. And sorry to tell you, rest of the world, we do have enough of it here. We got a lot. We got some to share. Take a look at this on my arm outside. Again, the Les Four Rouges shades and then the Baume Essentiel next to it. And those are all relatively new at your Chanel boutique. I don't know if they are on Chanel online anymore. Where do I get mine? Well, you know how excited I am, because I really firmly believe in visiting a Chanel showroom if you can, and I am lucky enough to have a Chanel beauty boutique by me, and I always include the name of the most sensational, in my opinion, Chanel saleswoman in the world, and that is Nasy. And I do have Nasy's information down below, her store number that you can text or call on, and she can help you or send out an order. I just think having that personal connection is what makes all the difference, and kind of is what makes Chanel Chanel. Nothing wrong with buying online, nothing wrong with buying from Ulta, but I just like going in there and chatting. It's just, it feels like some me time. And I really like that. So I've always included the lovely Nasy's information below. Again, no financial gain at all. I just think she's amazing. All right, let's go to the demo. I want to show you me using just this product and this product. That's it. All over the face for a one and done, really, look that I think is très chic, personally. Stay right there. Let's dig in here. What struck me the most about this collection was the face palette-ness of it. And if you've been with my channel for any length of time, you know that I love a good face palette, and I love a look that can go on the pretty much the entire face, really. And that's kind of what I want to do here. I'm thinking that I'm going to take this shade right here, which would be a little light as a bronzer for me, but when has that ever stopped me? You know, I never stop when it's a little too dark of a bronzer. Why should I stop when it's a little too light? And I just want to kind of warm up. You know, it's a tan type shade, and I mean, you know, I can be even less precise with it and just go around the hairline. And look how much that's warmed up just this side of my face that I've put it on using this as a palette. I always have. I don't know where I travel to in my imagination, literally travel to, where I imagine I'll be going, you know, but I always think, you know, I need these face palettes for all of this travel that I'm not doing, right? Who's with me on that? I just haven't started back traveling as much as I used to, and I guess I haven't had any real reason to. That's your cue to invite me somewhere. So I think that really warmed up the face. I'm not sure that that's really what the shade's for, but why not, right? And while I have this Wayne Goss number 11 brush in my hand, boy, we miss Wayne making blushes, don't we? Brushes, don't we? Okay, let's go into the shade. Now, this is the shade that worried me the most for the eyes, this kind of rosy shade here. And what if we just do some cheeks with it? Just, you know, nice fluffy brush. Nothing too much. I do think I want to use that shade on the eyes, but I'm just kind of putting it here on the cheeks, and really it could be anything onto the cheeks. We could do that pretty orange shade. I just wanted to see what that would look like. I'm mostly going to leave the cheeks for our highlighting stick because I want to see what that does, but I just wanted to get some base color down. And now I have a bunch of, I actually brought out some Sonia G brushes, and I want to start by going back and revisiting that shade that I kind of used as a type of a bronzer and just putting that into the crease of the eye. See, this might not be an exciting palette to a lot of people, but to me, this is a basic that I'll really use. And at $90, I mean, you know, a Tom Ford shadow quad that you're going to get a lot less use out of is $90. And this, you got a lot more product, and to me, a lot more uses. So I've got, you know, I've got a bronzer here and 3 blushes. I've got a bunch of eye shades as I'm looking at it. And I'm going to go into this shade here, this peachy shade, which really would have been quite pretty on the cheeks. And I just want to put it on the eyes. This is a very me look. If you just see me out and about every day, this is the type of look that I would wear just as an everyday look. I just think it's really pretty. I just love the face palette look. Now, there's not a lot of shine for me to work with. This right here has some, and I'm just using the brush. I could probably use my fingers, but I'm not getting any fallout. Okay, so this is kind of covering that for me. This pretty shade here is kind of giving me a little bit of a look, and I could use this. I could use this here. In fact, let's do it just for the heck of it. Let's go in here. I want to use the highlight stick, but let's just go in here and just do a little bit of blush topping first with that, just to kind of see what it would be like, and down the nose. That's pretty. See, to me, that's a really nice, sophisticated, not overdone everyday look that could also go into evening. And to me, that really works. And at $90 to get something to use for the entire face, I can justify that a little bit better. I'm not saying it's perfect. I'm not saying that you guys have endless money to spend. Please don't get me wrong. But what I'm saying is, for me, that justifies itself. Now let's look here at this highlight stick. Now this is not really going to be a great highlighter because, as you saw in the swatches, it's very red. So what if we, okay, hold on, let me go back. Here's what I'm going to do to tie it in. I'm going to go back, stay with me, sorry to go back, and I'm just going to add a little bit of that kind of fiery red shade on the corner of the eye. I was actually talking to Nasy about doing this. Okay, and I wonder if that will tie it in a little more if I do this as kind of a blush topper. Let's see what sort of a look we get here. Have you guys ever worked with these highlighter sticks before? I find them very nice. This is a new shade here, more of a blush than a highlighter. but you know, you can never have too many blushes. And this is going to feel highlighty. It doesn't dry down to a powder finish or anything, but it's by no means sticky. You won't get your hair stuck in it, but it's a much more of a kind of traditional highlighting stick, a very glass skin type look, and can go all over the face, can go on the eyes, can go on the cheeks, can be a blush, can be a highlight. I can't see this one just as a highlight because of course it's red. But if I were to take it on my finger here and just gloss my lids a little bit with it, let's just see. I have fun with these. I just see this whole collection as very versatile. You can always make any makeup versatile, of course. You can use any eye shade on the cheeks, and you can use any sort of highlighter on the lips, of course. But I see this as a particularly versatile collection. I'm going to put this on my lips. I find these comfy on the lips. Some things that work on the lips, you wouldn't want to wear them on the lips. And I agree that this would be an awkward thing to pull out of a purse and put all over your lips, but why not? Very comfy, and it kind of works with the look of the collection. And there is about 10 or 12 different ways I could have done this. I could have done different shades on the eyes. I could have done more of this stick here on the eyes. By the way, this isn't heavy. I don't feel it. I put a little on my lids and I don't feel heavy lidded as you do with some eyeglosses. You guys know what I mean. It's just a really comfy thing. And I feel that if I went away for a few days, imaginary or not, I feel that I could get a bunch of different looks out of this that would all really work and are kind of beautiful for no matter the season because of the color story. So for me, as simple as this collection might appear, it's actually economical and very useful. So I understand that while this isn't like the tweed collection with everything emblazoned in there, you know, with all the tweed stamped in there, and I know this might not be as highly anticipated as the spring collection, but for me and for my money's worth, this is actually one that is going to be a staple in my everyday Rebecca wardrobe, not just Rebecca who does reviews on YouTube wardrobe, if that makes sense. But let me know your thoughts, and maybe if you're a Chanel purist, you will agree with me. As always, I have the lovely Nasy's contact information there. She is very, very happy to help you place orders and give you advice and all of that good stuff. She's tremendously good, as is everyone at the Chanel boutiques. All of these experts are there for you to talk to, and I just think it makes the experience so much better. I don't stand any financial gain from that, of course. It's just, I think, some good advice. But let me know all of your thoughts down below, because that's what makes us a community. Of course, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I sure hope that you did. Hey, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so we can continue to grow. And while you're at it, say a big hello over on TikTok and Instagram too. And remember that you can support the goings on here by becoming a member or by giving super thanks. But in any way that you choose to be here, I'm just happy that you're here. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.